This is Andi Purewal for Boxing News, joined by Craig Richards here in Saudi Arabia. Craig, how you doing? How you feeling?
I'm good, ready to go, feeling good, good spirits.
Before we come on to your fight with Willy Hutchinson, your past opponent is sat directly behind you, Dmitry Bivol.
Yes.
What's he like there, just crossing paths? Seems to be a lot of respect.
Yeah, a lot of respect. He's a good guy, we shared 12 rounds together. You respect one each other, like you respect another good fighter. A lot of mutual respect. Yeah, he's a nice guy.
That, albeit you'd rather not have a defeat on your record, but that seems to be kind of looking better and better as the time's gone on since you two have fought.
Yeah, of course. I think because I've pushed him the closest, and he's a great fighter. 114, 115, 130, 115. It was all within myself, not pushing him a little bit earlier and coming on strong later. I should have maybe obviously started a bit quicker. But yeah, obviously it's aging well with him obviously going off to beat Ramirez, Canelo, etc., etc. And obviously them not even putting a closer performance than I did with him. So, but it's about when I get the opportunity for the world title again, not putting on a good performance, but going and win.
That's what I'm going to ask you. Obviously, with Shane McGuigan in your corner now, how much of a different version of yourself at world level will we start to see?
Massive. Shane's a world-class coach. Obviously, that's why he got Trainer of the Year this year. He's produced many world champions before, some from the scratch up, some because they couldn't get over the line before they was with him, and then they joined him, and he obviously went out and delivered for them. And I just think that's my time now. That obviously I've just been short at that world level, and I just need that change in that experience in the corner too, and in the gym to teach me what I need to do to get these wins.
It's a very kind of varied gym in terms of fighters in at the McGuigan gym, different stages in their careers, some just starting out, some more progressed. Obviously, Chris Billam-Smith, world champion.
Yeah.
What's it like training with such a varied stable of fighters?
Yeah, it's different. To obviously, I was at the Matchroom gym. Everyone was kind of. We came up at the same time, and now we come to this gym. We got some of the new crop coming through. Well, not new crop because they're at like a high level as well. And then obviously you got some people already established world level. So it's just different. But I feel like Shane really takes his time out to deliver you the time one-to-one. So I feel like it doesn't really matter about that stuff around you or what level people's careers at, because Shane's very specific and trains everyone different depending on what they need to do. So the environment doesn't really matter that much.
Craig, Willy Hutchinson, Saturday night. I think I've asked you this in the past, but I'm going to run it back anyway, just in case I haven't. When I ask people about the fights on the 5 versus 5, this is the one where people are kind of adamant they know the outcome, which is a victory for yourself.
Yeah.
Do you think people are overlooking Willy Hutchinson?
I just think he hasn't proven himself yet, which obviously everyone waits for that opportunity to deliver. Like I've been in situations where people ripped me off and I went out and got the win, so I won't take too much for it. But I know that people obviously picking me because they know what I'm capable of, and obviously it should be a better version of myself than what I've even produced before. So everyone knows I have got the tools to get the job done. So it's all on me to go and do it Saturday night.
What are you expecting from Willy Hutchinson, Craig?
I believe he's going to come out. He's going to want to prove himself. And it's going to be probably the best version of himself. But I just feel like I'll be ready to match that and be above that to go out and show him why I'm the favourite of this fight and what I've got in the bag.
5 versus 5, as you know, it's been well built. Has Eddie been in your ear? Has Eddie been telling you, Craig, don't slip up here. This one's one that means
said,
most.
Listen,
this is like Eddie's world title.
Yeah, Eddie said, you got to go get that win. I said, you know what? You've given me the opportunity. I've got to repay you the win. So, and I might have to repay you the 2 points for the knockout too. Just to say thank you.
Craig, just with kind of the future, how things could look and move forwards. We know that Dmitry Bivol, if he beats Malik Zinad on Saturday night, we'll revisit that. It better be a fight for later in this year. Where does your world title opportunity come from beyond that?
Not sure. One step at a time. Obviously we know we're heading for that world title opportunity. Obviously the landscape changed with obviously Bivol Butaev meant to be on the card. We knew there'll be opportunities after that for world titles, etc. Obviously there's been a spanner in the works with all of that. But as for me, by the time all that happened, I was really locked in camp, and I've got Willy Hutchinson to focus on. So that's something maybe we're looking after my fight. We'll address. We'll sit down and see what the options are next to get to that level. But for now, I'm just zoned into Saturday night, because without Saturday night, none of that matters.
I do have to ask, Craig, obviously previously the domestic scene, well, it's always been thriving in the UK at light heavyweight. There's been a lot of talk about Anthony Yarde, Joshua Bout potentially facing each other. I interviewed Shane back when you fought Boris Crichton for your debut, working with him, that is. And he said that at the time there had been small talks around a potential fight between you and Anthony Yarde. We know there's a lot going on with Anthony and Frank Warren at this moment in time, but do you think within the realms of a possibility you and Anthony could happen in the future if he doesn't fight Boatsy?
Me and Anthony are good friends, and we always said we didn't really want to fight unless there was an opportunity and presenting itself like a big opportunity, big money. But for me, like obviously a lot of the talks is between obviously Jake, Shane, and Matchroom. I don't sit there and see what they're talking about or who the potential opponents are. Of course, like. Because I feel like I don't really have to get lanazed in it because of my attitude towards boxing. I'm not one of them fighters you got to keep saying, oh, would you fight this, would you fight? They know if a big opportunity arises itself for a big opportunity, world title, whatever, I'm always going to say yes. You've seen throughout my career I've never shied away from anything. So a lot of the talks I'm not even involved with. I'm just like, if this is going to lead me to a world title, put me on.
Is it something which you've ever thought about changing, if it meant not necessarily securing, but maybe getting people talking about a fight a little bit more?
What do you mean?
As in changing kind of your approach in that aspect, so speaking more on wanting certain names, wanting certain fighters. It's not something you've done throughout your career really, but it's something you've thought about changing if it might get people talking about you in those fights.
Maybe, but it's I've not spoke about them for this long and I'm on 5 vs 5, so the opportunities still come. So I just feel like I'm not really a fighter who likes to pretend and act up for the cameras and pretend to be something I'm not. I actually just, I'm impulsive. I just act of how I feel at the time, and I say what I feel to say at the time. So if I ever present myself feeling like I want to take a different approach and that's how I feel, then I will. But at the moment, I'm just comfortable being myself, and this is how I feel right now.
Craig, how excited are you for Saturday night?
Very excited. Like, the opportunity is crazy. The platform's going to be crazy. You know, as you know, I've been in a lot of big fights and the big shows. I've headlined O2 Arena. I've been at stadiums, fought in front of 50,000, but never Saudi Arabia on a global platform. Turkey Al Sheikh, Warren versus Eddie Hearn, and you're one of the 5 picks for the penalty shootout. So, yeah, I'm excited.
You can't. I mean, I imagine Frank Smith's probably been in your ear more than more than Eddie, because have you heard about his forfeit?
No.
So if he loses, he's got to go to the Queensbury office and make everyone a cup of tea dressed as a maid.
Yeah, he should be in my ear more. More than Eddie than Frank, but he should be in my ear more. But Frank, don't worry, I've got you. We're going to get this win.
Craig, just a final one. Campmate of yours, Chris Billam-Smith, gets ready for that Richard Riakporhe rematch. Yeah. How's he looking? How does he go about defeating Richard Riakporhe?
Yeah, it's a good fight. They're both great fighters. They've fought before. And I think they've both improved in different ways. So I think we're in for a very interesting fight. It's going to be great. I'm looking forward to watching it myself. Selhurst Park, that's my team. So I'll be there watching.
I'm going to throw one more. It just sprung to mind. Speaking of 175, David Benavidez moving up to 175 now.
Okay, yeah.
He's not had it easy trying to get those big fights at 168. Crossed your path, crossed your mind, at all, a potential fight at some point?
To be fair, because of obviously when he's moved up to 175, I was already locked in for this fight with Willy Hutchinson. So I don't know what his plans are. I don't know if he's moving back down to fight, get the Canelo fight after. You don't know. So there's no point in me thinking about random fighters just for no reason. He's not even the champion in our weight, so that don't make any sense to think about him right now. Right now, it's just about being about Willy Hutchinson.
What do you make of his fight with Vosdik?
That's a good fight because they're both good fighters. I think Vosk's a good fighter. Benavidez has showed that super middleweight is a good fighter. So it kind of shows where they're both at in their careers at the 175 limit, really.
Right, Craig, appreciate your time. Best of luck on Saturday night.
Thank you.
And thank you for speaking to me in Boxing News.
Thank you.